Gear Patrol just called their ISO-certified dive watch the best sub-$500 dive watch. Full stop. And their ceramic watch material almost magical. The Wall Street Journal called them iconoclastic cool, potentially redefining the industry itself. Who are we talking about? It's Movement. And they're leveling up your gift giving with the biggest deals of the holiday season and the sleekest watches around. Shop 30 to 60% off Movement's variety of designs, colorways, and functionalities. From the thinnest automatic dress watch under $500 to waterproof guarantee adventure-ready sport watches to rare ceramics, Movement's got options for everyone on your list. Whether you're gifting for family, friends, or yourself, be the good gifter this year with Movement's huge site-wide holiday sales and enjoy the usual fast and free shipping. Shop 30 to 60% off now at movement.com. That's MVMT.com.
An O'Reilly Auto Parts gift card is the perfect gift for that hard-to-buy-for person. Give the gift of convenience from O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Welcome to Meeting Malcolmus, a pavement podcast. Hey, it's JD. Back for another week. It's a gorgeous day here in sunny Florida. And I've been enjoying myself. Caught a ball game. Hung out at the pool. Listened to a lot of seminal indie rock band Pavement. With the hopes of getting in between the cracks to better understand their music, what made them so great, and to maybe someday get a chance to actually meet Malcolmus. Today we are wrapping up the Rattled by LaRush EP with the third track on the second side, the B-side. And we're going to listen to Easily Fooled. I've been listening the fuck out of this for, well, since the Wowie reissue came out. This is one of my favorite B-sides. I just dig the groove. I dig how funky it is. And today I spun the live version several times. And it's funny because right before Malcolmus says, he makes a reference to a hip hop group. I'm listening to him and I'm like, fuck, this is him channeling hip hop. Like, this is so cool. And you just never know with this guy. I mean, with the trilogy of records, 2018, 2019, 2020 solo records, we've got, a traditional Jix record. We've got Groove Denied, which was, this techno masterpiece. And then we got Traditional Techniques, which is, just such a chill, laid back record. So different than anything we've heard from Steven. I'm going to tell you that Groove Denied is my favorite of the three. Hands down. I think it might be because it came at a time as my mother passed, and so the music means a lot to me. For some reason, Grown Nothing is just the song that I just think about when I think about her. And it's like the background music to a lot of memories that I have. And so I really dig that record. Traditional Techniques is great. Can't wait to see it live. Can't wait to see them just jam out and really watch them enjoy themselves on the stage. My only concern is he's playing bigger theaters this time, and I hope he sort of does what he did with Groove Denied and plays the record. But I think it's too short for sort of the theaters that he's chosen this time. I think it's going to be more of a traditional tour. I don't know though. Who knows? We'll report back when we get the chance. What are your favorite tracks on Traditional Techniques? Send me an email, jd@meetingmalcolmus.com. Sorry for the sound quality this week. I didn't bring my complete gear with me. I didn't want to get in any heck at the border. You know how that can be if you've traveled. Speaking of travel, with this coronavirus, I'm starting to get really worried about Portugal. I'm making backup plans right now. I don't know that it's going to happen for me now. I just don't know if it's going to happen for me. So there's that. Fuck. Let's listen to Easily Fooled. Let's listen to the Peel version. It's live off the floor. So here it is. Easily Fooled on Medium Alchemist, a Pavement podcast.
This is Peel 4. Hey, let's just do that now. Do you need a reason? Oh, is there a separate season from which to come out of the spring? I wait all summer long, and then the winter is long, and then it's longer than afterward. Well, I don't need no timekeeper, I don't need no interlocutor. Baby, you will look a little cuter day by day. If you need a trademark for your sound, you better look around. Treat me like a window, no to go. Get some more. Calm down. Maybe I should be a twerp. Loosen up your magic dirt. Hold you down before the excellent coming of age. Maybe then you sing along. Sing along. What you wanna do? I need to listen. Got drunk on Saturday, fired on Monday. Don't smoke it, don't do it. Don't smoke it, don't do it. I'm a tourniquet and just some respect. I might be enough to cover you up, hold you down, next to me, run you around. Blink at me once, my friend, you might see that the color is red, clearing up your eyes and your head. With a secret that you wanna go down to the beach. That's total House of Pain. It's not a good thing. Maybe there's empire homes and copper tones, and everybody needs a home. It takes centuries to build and seconds to fall. I'll wait so patiently for you to fall. Yeah, 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 yeah. What you want to do? What? You know your contraceptives don't do it. You know your contraceptives don't do it.
Oh boy, indeed. That's great, isn't it? And the song itself is just great. There's several versions of Easily Fooled on the Wowie reissue. I recommend if you haven't got the reissue, you get it. Or don't. There's that choice too. I'll be covering them at some point on the bonus feed. So there's that. I don't know what this song is about. So you back off, you know? I can't win here. When I know what it's about, when I think I know what it's about, I'm an asshole. And I'm not an asshole. Let's read an email. This one comes from Scott in Chicago. Scott from Chicago. Gotta say Scott from Chicago, not Scott in Chicago. Here you go. This is an email from Scott in Chicago. Hi, JD. I'm absolutely loving the podcast. I've been meaning to write this since around the time of Thanksgiving here in the States. I thought that was an appropriate time to express my gratitude for the wealth of enjoyment meeting Malcolmus has brought me when I had just started making my way through the episodes regarding the EPs. Like a lot of things these days, given the demands, including my two daughters, 8 and 10, hey, same as me, who keep me quite busy, I think you know the feeling. Be forewarned, this message would have been a lot shorter had I written it earlier, but I have a lot I want to say, so I hope you'll bear with me. Anyway, thank you for doing the podcast. I've been a huge Pavement fan since a friend of mine told me that I had to go see them in Detroit at St. Andrews Hall on the Crooked Rain Tour. That's where I'm seeing Malk on Traditional Techniques. This is the same friend who introduced me to Guided by Voices, Silver Jews, and John Spencer Blues Explosion. Wow, that's great. So I figured I better go. I went in, having never heard a single song or note, and I was blown away. Mesmerized by not only what I was hearing, but also what I was seeing. Why was the lead singer standing off to the side? And what's up with the guy doing all the screaming who looked like he was having the time of his life? And the bass player, who was all smiles and seemed to be having a blast? And what's up with stopping a song and then starting again? I was hooked after that, for good. I loved the music and then started buying every CD I could find. I have to admit, I was a bit skeptical when I started seeing the podcast in my Twitter feed. I've been listening to Pavement for 15 years or so, have seen them many times. What more could there be to say? Well, let me tell you, I was wrong. Listening to the podcast has renewed my interest in Pavement, and I've already learned a ton of new and interesting information about the band and their music. Moreover, despite your continued claims of being underqualified and uncool, you have brought me an amazing insight to the music of a band that is definitely tops on my list and has been for a very long time. Wow, this is so nice. I love this approach. I love the humility, and I love the enthusiasm. That's not enough of just enjoying the moment and taking time to there's not enough of just enjoying the moment and taking time to reflect in this world. And you bring that to me and your other listeners big time. Like a great book that you don't want to end, I don't want the podcast to end, so I'm trying to take my time with them. I'm now about 2/3 of the way through Slanted, but it's hard. I just want to keep listening obsessively, and I'm doing my best to resist. Thus far, I've been particularly impressed with the focus you brought to the individual EPs, which I didn't hear until I somehow got a used copy of Westing. Hearing you talk about the EPs as individual pieces of music and describing in such interesting detail what was going on with the members of the band at that time and just how much music was being recorded with so little being released and played live was truly fascinating stuff. That was when I knew I had hit the Pavement jackpot. No pun intended. Loved the episode about the mix-up when Steven was trying to contact the Jackpot studio guy. It has also led me to buy the EPs I've been able to get my hands on, even though I don't own a record player. But I will soon. The only copy of Slate Tracks I've been able to find is the $4.99 copy autographed by SM, so I don't have that one yet. Yeah, that one is ridiculous. It's been on eBay forever. I could end it here, but I have met Malcolmus a few times, so I thought I'd tell you about those times, although they really aren't interesting or impressive. Let me be the judge of that. Number 1, after their show at the Trocadero in Philadelphia on the Brighten the Corners tour, I was upstairs waiting for Apples and Stereo. Oh, great. Apples and Stereo to start a late show. And SM came up to the bar right next to me to order a beer. I said something standard like, "Hey, great show." He said thanks. We clinked beers, and that was about it. He was pleasant. I was intimidated, but I was glad I had said hello. Shortly thereafter, he pretty much got mobbed by fans, and I made a break for the door. Incidentally, Silkworm was the opening band that night. I had never heard them before and instantly became a huge fan of them as well. Living in Chicago after spending a year in Philly, I was lucky enough to see them play several times, and I've seen the projects that followed after Silkworm's drummer's death as well, which continue to this day. 2. Before or after one of the 2 Terror Twilight shows Pavement did at the Stubbs in Austin, we ended up being in the same seating area at a super cool and now closed bar across the street, Club DeVille. I was sort of surprised but impressed to see the guys, including SM, just hanging out. They were all pretty friendly, and SM even offered to share a cigarette he had just rolled, apologizing that it wasn't something stronger. Kind of funny. Number 3. Before SM went on to do a solo acoustic show at a gymnasium at a university in Chicago area after Face the Truth came out, I made a point of introducing myself backstage because I had reviewed the contract for the event. He was very gracious, thanked me for having him, thanked me for having him, though I had very little to do with it, and said he was looking forward to the show. Somewhat surprisingly, he also seemed quite nervous right before he went on the stage. Not sure if he actually was, but I found that to be pretty cool and human. Also human, his wife and young daughters were standing near me watching him, and his daughters kept trying to go up the stairs on the stage where her dad was performing. That was pretty darn funny. The best part came after his set, when my now wife and I were sitting outside the gym waiting for the next band, New Pornographers or My Morning Jacket, Jesus Christ, you've seen a lot of good shows, to go on, and SM walked by me, saw me, and waved. My wife now reminds me about that little episode to this day. I'm totally tight with SM. Not. If you've taken the time to read this, thanks. Feel free to use any of it as you see fit, and thank you again for doing the podcast. It's excellent, and it's something that I'm sure is bringing much joy to those of us who, like you, are huge Pavement fans. All the best. Scott in Chicago. Thanks, Scott. Means a lot for you to have written so much and expressed your gratitude. My gratitude goes right back to you. I thank you. There's no show without you guys listening. Well, there probably is, but it would just be weird. So there's that.
Hey, do you need a reason? Is there a separate season from which to come out of the spring? I wait all summer long, and then the winter's long, and then it's longer than afterwards. I don't need a timekeeper, I don't need an interlocutor. Baby, you're looking a little cuter day by day. Well, if you need a trademark for your sound, better look around. Treat it like a window, not a door. We'll get some more. Maybe I could be a squirt. Loosen up your magic dirt. Hold you down before the accident coming around. Maybe then we squirt along and sing, oh, sing along. What you want to do? So easily. Some respects, I might be enough to cover you up and hold you down next to me, run you around. Blink at me, you might see that the color is red, blurring up your eyes and your head, seeking for the sign that you're dead to run up to the beach. Copper tones and empire homes. Everybody needs a home. Takes centuries to build, seconds to fall. Hit it.
We get the slow fade out with that great guitar sound. Love that track. Man, I will be listening to this several times today. Several times more today. That's what I'm trying to say. Several times more today. Wow, I am out of fucking resources here. Good song, right? It's interlocutor. I mean, come on. That's great. And he rhymes it with a little bit cuter. Come on. How good is that? This guy is good. Fuck. All right, I'm going to go to the pool and Get me some sun on this pasty white skin of mine. Hope you have enjoyed yourself. I have. See you next week. I'll be back in Canada. Yeah. Meeting Malcolmus, a pavement podcast, is a weekly affair. Connect with JD at meetingmalcolmus.com. Please support the pod by rating, reviewing, or sponsoring us at meetingmalcolmus.com. And hey, I'm social. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook at Meeting Malcolmus.
Need parts now? O'ReillyAuto.com offers in-store pickup, same-day home delivery, or next-day home shipping. Get more parts your way at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But D.C. politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com.